So I watched Nandi and the Rev, the show. And when I tell you, I was like, hey, bo, hey, bo, hey, bo. Because I don't understand how two people can decide to have so many kids. Even if you didn't decide, so even if she made the decision to fall pregnant, okay, you were also not using anything to make sure that she wasn't falling pregnant. So I don't understand how the two of them have so many kids and just so delulu about how everything is going to figure itself out. Like, number one, if you are going to move somewhere and you are a mother and you have kids at school, the first thing you think about is the school. Okay, if I move from this area to another area, how are my children going to get to school? You make a plan for your kids to get to school. You think about how much it's going to cost you to get them to school. You don't just move to wherever and then you're like, and then tomorrow, what's going to happen with the kids? That's what Nandi and her husband are doing. I don't understand. Like, I feel so bad for those kids. I feel so bad for those kids. And they are talking about how they have been evicted a number of times, as if the eviction that we saw on the internet or on social media was not the only eviction that they've gone through. Well, we saw two, we saw the recent one and we saw the one where they were evicted from the church's house. So apparently there's more. Like those kids, guys, do you know how much that can affect a child, that they just don't have the stability in terms of just like having a place where they go to school, they come home, they go to school, they come home, they go to school. That means those kids don't know if today is another day where they are going to be getting evicted. That's child abuse. That is child abuse. That is child abuse. That is child abuse, guys. I don't care. I don't care what anybody said. That is child abuse. Because those kids mean that it means that they never know if usuku lwanamhlanje luzophela behleli la behleli khona. Then you have this man that has spent 3 years, 1, 2, 3 years waiting for a meeting with the church leader so that he can find out if he can still go back to the church. Sir, you have kids, you are a man, you have kids, go look for a job, okay? We all have passions, okay? We all have passions, okay? We all have things that we think it's our life purposes, but sometimes the life purposes and the passions don't pay the rent, okay? They don't buy the food. Okay, the patients don't send the kids to school. The patients don't pay their school fees or pay for umalume to take the kids to school. So while your passion and your life purpose is to be umfundisi, the kids need to eat. The kids need to eat. The kids need imali okhokhela umalume beye esikoleni. The kids need iskaftini. The kids need clothes. The kids need. Okay, they have needs. So as a father, you cannot be waiting for 3 years. You cannot tell me what, as a man, when are you waiting for 3 years for the church to make a decision about your career? Just go look for a job while you are waiting for abafundisi laphayana to make a decision, which we all know they're not going to let you back with Nandi being on TV and Nandi behaving the way that she behaves on social media. They're not going to let you back. You're not going back to be umfundisi. That is not going to happen. Even if they let you back, then they will fire you again. Be real. Into umfundisi, pelile. You know, peyiye indaba yomfundisi. Dust your CV, go to the nearest whatever internet cafe, you know, save your CV in the USB or something, then even on your phone, and start sending it out, because you need a job, sir. You need a job. You cannot have 7 children and then waiting 3 years to hear from the church if they are going to take you back as a minister. You know, they've let you go hungry for 3 years. They are going to let you go more hungry for another 3 years. Okay, in 3 years you should have started your own church already. You know, you should have started your own church already. At least again, and then Unandi is there like a housewife, like she's a housewife on Real Housewife, like sitting her husband down and asking him, what's the plan with the kids tomorrow getting to school? There is no plan. I mean, I've been watching your husband I was watching him for like 15 minutes, and I already knew, this is not the type of man that has a plan for his family. This is not the type of man that has a plan for his family. This is the type of man that waits for his wife to have a plan on his family, but the wife is waiting on the husband to have a plan, and the husband is waiting on the wife to have a plan. Poor kids. Those poor kids, guys. So she moved to Sandton, but guys, any parent, if you are making a move, okay, if you are, which I hate, but I've moved with my kids, the first thing you think about is school. How far is the school? How is the public transport? If they don't use public transport, how much is umalum? Bakono malum abasuka from that area to my child's school. How much is it? Is there a bus? Because buses are safe. That's the first thing you think about. You don't move to an area where there isn't transport for your kids to easily go to school. Do the back and forth. You don't do that. You don't move to an area where it's going to be too expensive for you to get the kids to school. You don't move to an area where it's going to be impossible for your kids to be back and forth from school. How are you so excited to get this beautiful home when the schools are not as close to that beautiful home, and you are not going to be able to change the kids' school? And now we know, because of that eviction story, that it wasn't even her house. So you're just moving your kids to this beautiful home. Now the kids are excited about this home, but we all know it's not your home. They're going to be out of there very soon, and you and your husband are not going to have a plan as to where they are going to go. I would rather they took the kids to some 2-room somewhere, okay, or 4-room somewhere, location by or rent a corner, than Essential. Because at least that would have been realistic when it comes to their financial situation. You move them to Sandton, the kids are excited. They're probably thinking the situation is getting better with mom and dad. But dololo, ingane azazi abazi ukuthi ingane zizofika kanjani esikoleni the following. Guys, no. Uyabona masizoba nabantwana manje fanele sigcwalise iform elide. You see that form they come with when they are doing what do you call it, census. Uyabona leli form elide abaligcwalisa mangabe benza census bezosibala emakhaya. I think mawuzoba nomntwana fanele kunikwe lelo form ugcwaliswe lihambe uyo assess, uhambe uyo assess ingqondo, uassesswe yo nje, because guys, why did these people have so many kids? And the issue is not that they have too many kids. It's the fact that they have too many kids, but they don't have, there's no plan. There is no, even manje kuzodliwani, kuzolalwa phi. What were they thinking, having so many kids? Guys, that man married a slave queen, but he does not have slave queen money. Then the slave queen, Nandi, married a poor man, but he's acting like a rich housewife. I feel so bad for the kids. I feel so bad for the kids. How are they going to get to? It was hard for them that first day that they moved to the house to get. They even forgot about the kids. They forgot about the kids. They forgot about the kids. Guys, bakhohliwe batana ukuthi abantwana abalandiwe esikoleni ukuthi bazolandoba. Then Nandi is sitting there saying, what's the plan for tomorrow? I'm like, girl, I don't know your man that long, but I know that man doesn't have a plan, because that's not a man with a plan. If he's been waiting 3 years for the church to tell him if he's going to get his job, that's not a man with a plan. Okay, that is if you wanted a man with a plan, you shouldn't have married that guy, because that guy is looking at you thinking you are going to have a plan. He has no. And then people are in the internet are feeling sorry for that man. I'm like, no. No. He went and had 7 kids with this woman. Okay, and whether it was planned or not, the kids are there now, and they need to be taken care of. They need to go to school. They need to eat. They need to have a home, and he needs to be responsible. He's a father now. He needs to take care of his household. So he can't just be sitting there and be like, I don't have a plan. 3 years he's waiting for the meeting with the church. And how do you move to science, okay, when you don't have a job and the husband doesn't have a job? Maybe she has a job, guys. Maybe I didn't hear. Maybe she has a job, because there's no way. How do you even think of moving to science? Hi, guys, please. The government must change it now. Ukuthi mawuzoba nabantwana basigcwalisisa ama-form, siye for assessment and everything, because engek, guys. Those poor kids. So now we all know already that they are in the house where they are going to get evicted. They're going to get evicted from that house, because it's supposed to be temporary. It's supposed to be only during the time when they are shooting the show. Then when the show ends, she's not going to want to move out, and then she's going to end up getting evicted. And the children are going to be there to experience it all. Okay. I don't feel sorry for that man. I don't feel sorry. That man needs to find a job. That man needs to make a plan for his family. Okay. I do not feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for the kids. Okay. He needs to make a plan. He needs to make a plan. How can you be sitting there and be like, I don't have a plan for tomorrow? I even suspected, those kids probably don't go to school. Because how are they going to go to school? How are they paying for the school fees, the lunchbox, the everything? Because they just look like they don't have, it's like Tululu land. And then she wants to give birth in the private hospital. How are you going to give birth in the private hospital when you don't have money to get your kids to school? The Dilulu is too much. And if she was a single woman, then she can be Dilulu all she wants, but she has children. Hi, Bo. Hi, Bo. A woman with no plan married a man with no plan, and they're sitting on the bed asking each other, what's the plan for tomorrow? Poor kids.